Welcome back to another great episode of the Social Link Podcast. Oh man, we have another great episode. This time around, I got my little brother with me. My little brother from another mother. Don't forget, y'all, this episode is being sponsored by Sensover, 1972, and Kolakuwan. This episode is gonna be very, very interesting. It's gonna be one of them episodes that is long overdue. Had to bring my little brother to the podcast so we could sit down and talk. We need to chit chat. We gotta chop it up. Quick introduction. He is an educator, an author, a mentor, someone whose personal journey has given him a unique perspective on love, commitment, divorce many times, healing, and guess what? Finding love again. This is going to be a unique topic today. It's going to be very unique, and I'm quite sure that anyone that is watching this podcast, that's watching this episode, is going to take something out of it. I'm quite confident. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce SQ Dollar.
Hello, sir.
My guy.
Well, thank you for that introduction. You forgot. Long friend. We go back how far?
We're not friends anymore, Dollar.
Wow,
you
we
are
brothers.
my brother.
Okay, we've known each other since the 90s.
Since middle school.
Middle school, yeah, Alipata.
We know Alipata days. We know each other since middle school. We had classes together. We played chess together. We steady competing against one another. He's a much better chess player than me. I mean, I'm just gonna admit it. I know this guy for a very long time, guys. So that means we do have something to talk about. I've seen his highs, his lows, his mids. He is super, super resilient. And today, we're gonna talk about marriage, relationship.
Okay.
Divorce. Anytime?
Twice. Successful.
Ain't no such thing as success.
That's a lie. That's a very lie.
You're gonna have to prove me wrong.
Oh.
And guess what? He is now remarried.
About a week. July 12th? How long has it been? June 12th. I'm sorry.
June 12th.
June 12th.
July 12th is not even here.
Yeah, we ain't. So just a couple weeks. Yeah.
Couple weeks. SQ Dollar.
Round three.
First
of all, thank you for providing a Kappa man a mirror to look at the entire podcast.
You see it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, very,
very convenient.
Very convenient. You know, in the red hat. With the red Pradas.
We stay fly.
Yes, very much so.
Dollar.
Where you want to start at?
Why?
Why what?
First, why? Why did you leave Miami?
Ooh. So, I did not plan on leaving Miami at the time, as you know. I was dating someone, and we had been together for a while, and she got accepted to USF. And so I would say most people probably felt like this is the person I was going to be with for forever, so I followed her to USF. Now, for the record, I was accepted to the school I wanted to go to, which was Florida State.
Okay.
And UCF. However, I ended up going to USF. No other reason. I followed love. I have always been a hopeless romantic.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it. Ever since I know you, you've been in and out of love quite a few times. Why do you still seeking for love?
Well, for me, and I know at some point we'll get into therapy and healing and growth and all of those things. We are all on a journey, probably looking for what we were lacking growing up. And I did not grow up in a situation where I saw or felt a whole lot of love. My mom and dad were going through. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 6 months old. I never saw a married couple growing up. And so I was also the youngest of two. And my mom's a correctional officer. My mom is a quote unquote, I guess you can call it, tomboy. My mom's love was not what one would consider affectionate, romantic.
Tough love.
Yeah, my mom isn't somebody who said, I love you. My mom always said, I love you too. Which is interesting because as I got older and in relationships, I realized I never said I love you because I never had to say it. Every time I got off the phone with my mom or I saw my mom always said, I love you too. So I never actually had to say the words, I love you. And so once I got into relationships, not only could I not say it, I didn't feel like I had to because it was always just, I love you too. So I leave Miami, I come to Tampa, follow my girlfriend. I last about 3 days.
Let me sit to that.
I last 3 days. I was in my dorm room and some young lady walked in and made a rather indecent proposal on her knees, and that was my introduction to college life.
Indecent proposal. Break that down to me a little bit more.
How rated R and respectful are we being? Because my wife is here, and I'm not losing my job or anything.
I spoke to your wife backstage, and she said it's okay.
Well, it was actually, and there are a lot of things I don't like to say because I feel like no one believes it, but it was a situation where she walked in, and it's funny because you have a clock right there. And she set me down in front of a clock, and she said, I'm finna see how long this can happen. It was the intrigue. I was like, this can't be real. Let me see how far you're gonna go. Like, there's no way. And she went all the way.
You still not explaining?
For about 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched the clock like I'm looking at yours. It was rather, and that was my introduction to how upfront people can be sexually, how women who want what they want don't mind going after it.
I'm trying not to be too explicit, but what exactly did she do?
She was on her knees. I can tell you she wasn't reading a book, but she did speak into the mic. She was not praying, and she was on the microphone.
Fellatio.
Yes, we're going to go there.
We adults.
Yeah, we're going to go there.
Talk about it.
For 30 minutes. And that was my introduction. But at the same time, let me also say this. Mm-hmm. I wasn't in love. I wasn't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend at 43 like I was in love and I even truly understood what monogamy meant or what the values. I did not.
Right.
I was in college and I was young. I was just going with emotions and what felt good at the time.
At that time.
And at the time, it felt good to follow my girlfriend to USF. And at the time, it felt good to follow. I wasn't, and this is extremely important, I was not considering the feelings of anybody else. It was all about me figuring out myself, figuring out what makes me happy, someone else's feelings, someone else's thoughts. I can't even say they were second to mine. They were not even relevant.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Or some things that you thought feel good at that moment. That's what you was seeking. That's what you was looking for at the moment. That's what you crave. Or was it? I'm trying to understand, the way you felt at that precise moment. Because if you were away from college, whatever the case was, right? You met someone. She introduced you to. Well, I'm pretty sure she didn't introduce you to that.
I was my body count was in double digits by the time I got to college already.
Oh, we know.
So this wasn't like the first time. It was the
Why did you fall for that specific woman?
The situation was a high.
Dopamine.
Let's go there. It was the situation. It was no one had ever did this before. Mm. No one had ever been that upfront.
Standing ovation.
No one had ever just been like, hey, I'm here for this purpose. I'm doing this. turn around, sit down,
Okay.
and watch me work.
Now.
So a lot of times we can get caught up in a high, especially if you are someone who lacks experience. And so I heard someone say that, you know, the old saying, there's no vagina like new vagina, right?
Niggas constantly chasing new vaginas.
No, there's no vagina like unexpected vagina, like sex you didn't see coming. It's not about what makes the new exciting, is that you didn't see it coming. You went to the club to hang out, and now all of a sudden you on your way back to the house. You didn't see it coming. It's the high.
The high.
That's what makes it. And so you have to get to a point in life where you foresee the high and you can put it in perspective and see beyond it. But if you're not at a maturity level where you can, as a chess player,
Strategic.
see 3 moves beyond,
Right.
you can't see past that first pawn you pushed. Oh yeah, you're probably gonna lose.
Right.
And you're probably gonna make a lot of bad decisions. And a lot of the decisions I made was because of that. I could not see
Impulse?
beyond. Yes. Impulse, especially growing up how we grew up. My frat brother posted survival versus living. I grew up surviving. You were my first real person who I knew lived above what I lived. Nobody had freaking Louis Vuitton speaker covers, bro.
That was back then.
In high school, nobody had that. You did. You were the first person I saw who showed that there's opulence, there's nice, there are things beyond, there's quality. Like, I didn't learn that. And so, yes, it was just impulse. This feels good. Go for whatever high you can get towards. And so I moved in that way, even to the point to where I dumped her the summer of my freshman year. We broke up for the sole purpose so that I can mess around with somebody else without feeling guilty.
More high.
Yeah. It's chasing. It was always.
Do you believe in a term that hurt people hurt people?
100%.
Is that what you was doing?
I am not sure if I can say that I was hurt, therefore I was doing that. I was inconsiderate. I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was chasing my high. And whoever got ran over in between,
It is what it is.
I mean, get it how you live. When a lion is hungry, he is not concerned about how the sheep feel.
Right. There's a term for that. Young, dumb, and full of cum. Do you agree?
When you say the term dumb, right? Because young is no excuse for bad decisions.
Absolutely not.
Because I know 40-year-olds my age and plus still doing stupidness, right? It's lack of education as a professional educator. It's lack of education that causes you to not have perspective and causes you to not consider the bodies that you're leaving in the wake.
We're talking new SQ dollar. Let's go back.
Okay.
Further back. I've witnessed your past relationship. I don't know if we can put a capital S at the end, but relationships. You are a lover boy. You love love. You love to have love. You love to be surrounded by love. And you highly loved yourself. We know that.
Trying to see where this is going. Like, I'm trying to see.
No, I'm pasting. I'm painting the pictures on why your relationship never seems to last. Do you take accountability? Have you take accountability? Or are you still blaming your partner?
Rule number one, always answer the question first. Yes, I take accountability now. I've been going to therapy for a long time. When I was engaged for 6 years, and in my first book, I tell a story about how she, in the morning while I was on my way to work, first year as a teacher, she took off her ring and said, I don't want to do this. I'm leaving you. Now, I had been unfaithful. She had also been unfaithful. We got reconciled, and we were trying to make it work. That was the first time that I ever truly began to think about how I am making the mistakes. Now, she was not the first relationship I had ever taken back, because actually the girl I was with in college, we ended up getting back together, and then I found out she was cheating and took her back, but then that fell by the wayside as well. So experiencing that pain those 2 times, I'm going to say, was when I began to be like, this don't feel good. And if this is how I've been making other people feel, something has to go. However, I truly wanted one person. And it goes back to growing up. I never felt like I had one person that I can be 100% authentic with, I can be open with, and that's all I wanted. So now looking back, I was chasing that. I was chasing who's going to accept me and who can I accept with all my shallowness, because she did have to look a certain way and there was those things.
Yeah.
And so trying to figure that out, and in figuring that out, a lot of damage was done. And I caused a lot of damage, and I caused a lot of damage to myself. And so when, going back to the story, when she left me on my way to work, I called my godmother. My godmother said, go to therapy. She said, if you'd have broke your arm right now, you go to a doctor, right? She said, well, your heart is hurt and your mind is messed up. Go to therapy. And so I'm 24 years old. I walk into therapy by myself. And on the wall, he had a quote and said, marriage is not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. And that is the initial mark for my journey when I decided to try and work. Let me emphasize that. When I decided to try and put in the work to become a better person and stop looking for somebody else to make me whole, that was when it started. Now, there's a lot in between. Because I was 24 when that, but that is when it started. So, yes.
You have been married twice before.
Yes.
Looking back, what did the first marriage teach you that the second marriage benefit from?
Well, I don't think I ever said this out loud in public. I wanted to be married. Let me say that. I wanted to be married, and I still did, which is why I've done it this time, because I still do. I believe in the logic and the philosophy of what marriage means. I believe that there's a certain, let's go with the word high. There's a certain level of happiness. There's a certain level of connection. There's a certain level of love and trust that you can only achieve through unconditional commitment to another person. You can't get that from multiple people. I do not believe that. And the science doesn't say that either. The happiest people are those people, going back to that book in your corner, are those people who illogically pursue one thing with everything they got. Mm-hmm. You go to Jordan, you go to Serena, you go to Kobe, you go to Tiger. I just use sports because it's simple. But you can pick all of the examples of the GOATs. They were blindly, illogically dedicated and committed to one thing. And that's how they got that satisfaction, that high, that dopamine. And I have been a believer that a commitment to another person, as Teddy Pendergrass says, who loves you back, is the only way you can get that. And someone once told me every step you don't take towards your person is a step away from them.
Correct.
And I took that to heart. And that further helped me change the way I move. My mistake with my first wife was that I just wanted to be married. She just happened to be the best available person at the time. She was not the best person that I should have married. That is on me. I went and contacted her. I initiated that because I wanted what I wanted. And for whatever reason, I thought she could give it to me. So much so that I overlooked hard lines that I had set for myself. Like I didn't want children. I never wanted children, ever. Love my son now that I came from my first marriage. But even when I went and proposed to her parents, I've never said this out loud. Publicly. When I went and proposed to her parents, before I asked her sister asked me, because I've known her. We met when I was 19. We didn't get married till I was in my 30s. So her sister had known me all that time. Her sister said, but you don't want kids. Mac, I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here to this day, I consciously remember looking in her eyes, thinking to myself, nah, you don't. But I wanted marriage just that much more. And so I was willing to force myself into something or try something against my better judgment because I wanted the other thing just that much. So that's on me. That's a big mistake. That is a regret. People say they don't have regrets. No, I got a gang of them. And that was one. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been honest with myself because I could have still wanted marriage, but I needed to acknowledge that situation is not. And I've learned this from my current wife. The importance of honesty and defining honesty and what it really looks like and how the tentacles of honesty, the tree of honesty, how far they reach and how deep they can go. That was a moment of dishonesty, and I was dishonest to the worst person.
So basically, what you're saying is that, so you were dishonest to yourself first.
Yes.
By you being dishonest to her now, it just creates just a big ass mess. You begin to try and build something upon a foundation that can't stand. Yeah. So foundation was weak to begin with.
Yep. If it starts tacky, it's probably going to end tacky.
So let me ask you.
Let me add that. Especially when it gets difficult. We in Florida. We in Miami. Mm-hmm. If your house ain't built right, and Andrew come, it's done.
It's done.
And so that's why when we get to this marriage, so intentional from moment one, conversation one, extremely purposeful, extremely honest, extremely intentional about what I want. Because I don't care about what you want.
So did you go, so you didn't go into your second marriage intentional?
No. I did not. So
what was the plan behind the second marriage?
Plan?
There was no plan, there was no intention. So what was going through your mind? Why did you even get married the second time? Because the first time was no intention. No,
there was intention.
It was wrong.
No honesty. Yeah.
Second time around, what was it about?
So, being the educator I am, let's start here. What are we learning so far? Be honest.
Be honest.
Be honest with who?
To yourself.
The man in the mirror. Michael Jackson
was far ahead.
Start with the man in the mirror. Start in a minute. My wife got a quote. She say, "You show me ass, I'm gonna show you a mirror." Mm-hmm. And I believe that. Also, two things. Let me tell the whole story, which is also being honest. Unsolicited information is a huge part of honesty. I said we met at 7 when she was 17. We got married, she was 30. So that meant we had been fooling around.
Go back. So failure to disclose certain information is dishonest?
Yes, you're a liar. Failure to disclose relevant information that can affect my decision to do what I'm doing, you're a fucking liar. Because what you're doing is a lesson I had to learn the hard way. You're preventing me from making a real decision. And you're making a decision for me. And now I'm making a decision without all the information. How we playing spades? I ask you how many books you got, and you say 2. But you got both jokers, deuce of diamonds, and 3 aces. I'm over here like, Flacco, we going 4. I can't make an accurate decision
Based on
half of the information.
Right.
And you're withholding half of the information. That means I can't make an honest decision. So yes, you're a liar, and you're doing it on purpose. Because if you have information that you know can affect this situation, and you're keeping it to yourself, you're doing it on purpose. You're being selfish. You're being inconsiderate. Grounds for a horrible relationship.
Why do you think people do that?
Because people want what they want, inconsiderate of what you want. Thomas Crown, my favorite movie ever. At the beginning of the movie, he's talking to the one with Pierce Brosnan. He's talking to his therapist. And she asked him, under what circumstances could you ever love a woman? And he said, as long as her interests do not run contrary to mine, I'm done. And so if there's a possibility that in me being honest means I won't get what I want, why am I going to be honest? Unless I'm just an honest, good person. But that means that I have to risk losing what I want from you. Most people aren't willing to do that. Most people, myself included at one point, they would rather sell you 80% of the truth, maintain that 20, and hope the dice roll a 7. That's what they would do.
So they're gambling the entire relationship.
Yes, because they're not confident and the trust has not been built that if I give you this remaining 20, I'm still going to get what I want. But that's the risk you have to take if you want to build a real relationship upon something that could withstand a hurricane.
I get it. Do you think trauma play a big part of that?
Yes. Every decision you make is based upon past experiences. The number one predictor of future behavior is past behavior. That's psychology 101.
Absolutely. So how can you expect someone to give 100% when their past trauma constantly showing up and showing their ass like, listen, you've been hurt 5 times before because of being honest.
Drake
so
said,
what do you do the 6th time?
Drake said, dealing with a heart that I didn't break. Don't put that upon me. I'm not your last man. My wife always says, similar is not the same. Don't put that on me. Give me the respect. Because one, you're lying to me, you don't respect me. Let's get to it. If you're lying to me, you don't respect me. So this relationship is full of shit off top because you don't respect me. Right. 2, you don't think I can handle it. Now you're insulting my intelligence and you're insulting me as a person. Give it to me. In my book, I wrote, there's a part of my second book about dollar making sense of getting married. And I came up with this theory called take the pussy off the table, right? That's just the title. But what it really means is put it all on the table. Put everything out there. Like, this is what we're doing.
But Dollar, that is so scary to open up to someone like that.
I don't disagree with that. Being nervous is the price you pay for a healthy relationship. Assuming you want a healthy relationship. Assuming you want honesty. Assuming you want transparency. Assuming you want someone who you can actually fucking trust. Assuming if you want someone that you can depend on their word. When you get in a relationship, you're you're pretty much putting part of your life, like Monica said, I'm putting my life in your hand.
Right.
Like that's what you're doing. And also, a problem with this is we always want the other person to do it first.
And
no one wants to be the first person that puts their heart.
It's tough, Dollar. It's tough.
We're not arguing difficulty, Mac.
It's a different day and age, right?
I'm listening.
It's a different day and age where we have been exposed to so much, whether it's home, trauma, life, circumstances, social media. It's kind of hard to open up sometimes. I'm not speaking for myself, but I've seen it. Disclaimer. But I've seen it.
You don't have that problem, huh?
I don't have that kind of problem.
Mac's an open book here, people.
You gotta understand.
He wears his heart on his sleeve.
But let me ask you a very important question. How does forgiveness look like after divorce? From a guy that have divorced twice.
First of all, before we get there,
yeah,
let's talk about why I got divorced.
Yeah,
that's relevant.
That's more relevant. Yeah,
I got divorced
the first time. The first time. Right.
I got divorced the first time because
it was a mess, by the way.
Oh, it was.
I remember.
It was the worst. Yeah. Once I say it's good.
You went into depression. I remember.
Not immediately.
You were.
Not immediately.
Not immediately.
Not immediately.
Yeah.
It was abuse. I left because of abuse. I was tired of being called a fuck nigga. I was tired of being told a piece of shit. I was tired of.
Were you?
Was I? No, I was not. This is my favorite situation to just give an example. We're in the club. We're dancing. She's in front of me. She's got a drink. We chilling. We're with other people. That matters. We're with other couples, right? Other people with lives, other people with families, right? Dude bumps her drink. She looks at him. She says, "Damn, excuse me." He turned and said, "What?" She said, she leaned in. "Damn, excuse me." He leaned in closer to her. "What?" So I, from behind, stuck my hand in here, turned, we're leaving, right? At this point, I had just finished my master's degree. I'm a professional. I'm trying to get places. We need to leave.
Right.
Plus, also, again, we're not alone. If I fight, this is what we do.
It's a situation.
I got cussed out for a full hour on the drive from St. Pete.
Because
I didn't. And then she had to
add gasoline.
None of the men I dated in my past would have handled it like that. Oh, so forgive me for trying to protect our future. So that's the example of, my mom even told me a situation where she cussed me out in front of my mama. So there was a lot of abuse there. But I can tell you where the abuse came from. Because we had dated for so long and I never picked her.
She picked you.
She did. She wanted to be number one, but I had never picked her as far as committing, getting married. So by the time I did, she had gone through all of this nonsense waiting. She never fully believed that I truly
wanted her,
picked her. So everything was in question. There was a whole lot of insecurity. And at that time, I was DJing as well. So I couldn't talk to people. A chick couldn't ask for 2 requests. So again, I built that situation.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Yeah, that's the first wife. I built that situation. So she got pregnant and I was not going to, everybody has their line where you're going to buck up, right? And once I realized that even pregnant, nothing's changing. And then the 2 kickers. One, I asked to go to therapy. We went one time. She said, "I'm not going back because the therapist agrees with you." So the fact that you could be wrong never crossed her mind. But I'm not going back because the therapist agrees with you. So that to me said, she's not willing to work.
Right.
Because this has to be a we working thing. And so then she was 9.5 months pregnant. She leaned in to go off on me another day. And I just said I want a divorce. because you're not going to talk to me like that in front of my son. I'll tell you another story. If we're talking, day of our baby shower, we're back at my house. We're unpacking gifts. We have 14 people in front of us. Somebody makes a Kappa quilt, big red and white quilt with my name on it. Ain't nobody else named SQ. Nobody. I'm sitting next to her. I pick up the quilt and it said SQ Junior. I still get chills. I lost it, Mac. I screamed. I was so jubilated. That was the first moment ever where I got excited about being a father. I never seen my name with a junior next to it, bro. She leaned in my ear and said, if you don't calm down, I'm going in the room and closing the door. That broke me in half.
I can understand.
2 weeks later, she got into it again, and I asked for a divorce. And she was 9.5 months pregnant.
First divorce. Second divorce.
That's the first one.
Second time. What was the reason?
So how do we get into the second marriage? Okay, because this needs to be said too. I met my second wife. She was the bartender at my party at my baby shower that we had at the Club Sky, right?
Run that back again.
No.
My engineer can't focus. I don't want you to push the wrong button. This is interesting. Run that back again.
So my baby shower, it was almost like a damn wedding. It was like $20,000. It was stupid. The night before.
Would you do it again?
Would I do what again?
A big baby shower like that again?
No.
Okay. Good.
No, most of the stuff I wouldn't do again, but I learned.
Yeah.
It's a complete waste of money. I learned complete. You don't get the gifts back. Your gifts do not equate to the money you've blown.
Absolutely not.
Like, it was stupid. So anyway, we go to the club the night before the baby shower, and my waitress, because I bought sections,
You that guy.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, at that point, this would probably have to be another conversation, but I was not happy in life. I was thoroughly depressed because I'm having a baby with this person that clearly I'm not. So I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not in a good space. She hit on me. I said, sweetheart, I'm married. And she didn't budge. This is honest. It's going to sound very stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm fully admitting how immature and ignorant. But when you're at your low and someone makes you feel a way, you cling to that. And so I was at a very low point, and I still stood on my toes. I said, sweetheart, I'm married. But she didn't move. And me trying to find a way out of the hole, right? At this point, I'm self-preservation. I need something to be happy about.
Yeah.
And so I said, but if you want to come to the dark side, we got oatmeal cookies. And she said, I love oatmeal cookies.
Hey.
That's how I met her. Now, mind you, that was the end of it. Next day, baby, we exchanged social media, but I'm also DJ Dollar at this time. And I'm in a club. So people know me. So I'm like, well, come hang out. But that's what, you DJ, that's everybody. So there's nothing nefarious there. The day I ask for a divorce, I have to DJ, right? So I ask for the divorce, but I still gotta go to work. I go to work, I'm DJing, guess who walks in the door?
Her.
She just happened to show up at that club that night. And so from that day, I never made it back home. I accidentally posted something on social media. Mm-hmm. My ex-wife saw it, copied it, reposted it, and here come the mess.
Were you an easy target?
Who, me?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
She knew how to get you, and she got you right where she wanted you.
That's possible.
Did you ever think about that?
I didn't care. I was in self-preservation mode, bro. I tell the analogy I come up with.
You were just going with the wind.
I was trying to stay alive.
Survival mode once again.
Survival mode. I was trying to stay alive. I went from a burning building to a fast-moving car and just jumped in, frying pan into the fire. And I was with her for 5 years, so that was the second marriage and divorce.
There was a lot to unpack.
This is the Cliff Note version.
Yeah. I have a few more questions, Dollar.
Okay.
Because this interview is a 3-part segment, right?
Okay.
This is just introduction.
I like it. I'm here for it. Hi, Mom. Hi, wife.
Woo! You make me forget where I was. Here it goes.
Okay.
What was harder? The emotional pain of divorce or starting over afterwards?
You know what's interesting? Because I've spent so much of my life in survival mode, starting over was
easy.
Never a problem for me. I know me. I know I'm gorgeous. I know I'm smart. I know I'm resilient. I know I graduated from college. I know I have degrees. I know I can pick myself up, and I don't need much to survive. No, let me say this, because a lot of people don't leave because they're worried about starting over. Hey, yo, they print money every fucking day. They print money every day. I did not think twice about asking for that divorce in that moment. My only thought was, you've now pushed me to a point where I don't see you willing to. I got it from Legally Blonde. That moment where she looked at that dude and said, I'm never going to be enough for you. I felt that moment, and I was ready to push her pregnant self through the window. And I said, I'm leaving. I'm taking my basketball, and I'm going home. I am done. Eat this. I'm out. Because I know I will figure it out. That don't mean it didn't hurt.
But how important is that to you, though?
How important is what?
Taking responsibility instead of assigning the blame.
Oh, it's important. It's of the utmost important, because you don't want to be the person who makes the same mistake. Back to what my godmother told me when I first got left. Go to therapy so you don't make the same mistake and ruin somebody else's daughter.
Right.
Period. So no, I take responsibility for the role that I played in potentially ruining, what's that song my wife like, You Gonna Make a Hoe Out of Me by Jasmine Sullivan? Like, I take responsibility for the role I play. We over here, don't look over there.
She's laughing.
I take responsibility in looking back, because I'm not gonna put her business out there, because she went through a lot in those 10 years from 17 to 27 dating me, when I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I dragged her along. I did that. I gotta eat that. And I tried to fix that by marrying her, but that was wrong. What I should have did was left her alone.
You should have.
Because I did. But I went to Miami, came down here, hung out with Mandu.
I wasn't there.
You were.
I didn't hang out with
We was
y'all.
in Las Olas.
Just one time.
Bro, okay. I ended up going home. No, this is a true story.
Right.
I had the Mustang, top down, 20s. I ended up going to the club, buying a bottle, took the bottle girl home, laid in bed, never touched her. Nunca toque. Oh yeah, I'm serious. I never touched her. I laid in the bed staring at the ceiling like, this is not my life. This is not what I want to do. I got in my car. Mandu calls me. He said, yo, we headed to brunch. I said, no, I'm going home. Came back to Tampa. I picked up the phone. I called her. I said, if she answers this phone, I'm going to ask her to marry me. And she answered the phone.
And you did. You're such a hopeless romantic.
I mean,
you love love.
I mean,
you really do.
I mean, what else? What else are you doing it for? Like, if you're not looking for love, but first love of self, and I had not achieved that yet. So I was still looking for love in all the warm paces, wooking, putting up, right. Buckwheat. I was still doing that.
First marriage, got divorced. Second marriage, got divorced. Okay.
We can have another session about the second marriage. Now, that was a
third marriage come around.
Okay.
What makes you think that you was ready for another one, for the third marriage?
So,
choose your.
I get married. So I'm not concerned. I am considerate, but I'm not concerned.
Honesty is the best policy.
It is, but honesty don't mean you got to be an asshole.
Correct.
And that's something I don't like about a lot of people. Don't use honesty as an excuse to be a freaking jerk. Like, still choose your words wisely. One of the first things when we got together, I always say to her, words matter. The inside of our wedding ring says words matter. And nothing matters more than words.
Right.
So
what makes you think that she was ready for a third marriage?
So, right. So anyway, I'm DJing this party, right?
I don't want to know about that.
No,
I want to know what makes you think that she was ready.
I'm going to answer the question.
I want that.
You want the quick version?
I want the
Let me answer the question fast.
Yes. I
had did the work on myself.
I love that.
I can answer that. Now, let me give you the context.
Go back.
Behind it, right? I had did the work on myself. So before I got married the second time, I'm DJing a party for my quote unquote best friend, female, over a decade now. I'm DJing her daughter's Sweet 16.
Did you fuck her?
Never.
Okay.
Ever. We've been friends since 25, 26.
Good.
Never even thought. We worked together, drunk together. She's one of the few people that I can say.
You didn't smash.
No, never even crossed the line.
Good.
Like, never even comments and jokes, just legit sis.
Okay.
Right? So anyway, by this time, I had been doing work in and out of therapy on my own, writing. I did my first poetry album. I'm really figuring out what I want, what I like, the kind of woman. If I'm ever going to meet a woman that's going to make me happy, she's going to be like this. Like, I had it in my head, right? I'm DJing, I'm plugging in equipment. Something the ancestors said, look up. I look up and I see just the most spectacular human. I tell people this, and people don't believe me, but this is the only correlation. There's only been love at first sight for one other thing in my life. That was the first time I got inside a Hummer and I saw a Hummer.
But you had one.
Before I bought one, I was doing valet parking at the casino in Tampa. I'd driven everything. When dude pulled up in that Hummer, bro, and I got in that, I was in. If love at first sight is a thing, this is that. That was the feeling, the thought. I saw everything I ever wanted in a person, in a woman, instantly. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with how her right hip was over here, but the rest of her body was over there, and how when she took another step, it went the other way. Like the colors, because my favorite color is white.
Very distinct.
She had on black and white. I remember this like it was no other day. So fast forward 2 years, I get divorced, and one thing I did wrong in my second marriage that I also did wrong in my first marriage was I cut off my friends. And so when the second marriage evolved, I said, I'm not doing that no more. When my friends invite me places, I'm freaking going. I don't care if you don't like her, or like, we got to figure this out. But I can't isolate myself from my friends. And so my friend had invited me somewhere. It was to her daughter's 18th birthday party. So this is exactly 2 years to the day. There's a lot more to this story, but just gonna fast forward.
Yeah.
Come back, part 3. She tells me her sister was looking for me. I said, who is your sister? Then she told me who her sister was. Her sister was the person who walked into the party 2 years ago. I said, oh, who, me?
Well, what a coincidence.
Oh, she know how to find me. There's a lot more backstory to that, but she know how to find me. Mind you, I didn't know her name for 2 years. But we had some conversations, Facebook, and she came out when I'm DJing, be supportive, blah.
Right.
But nothing nefarious ever. I sent her a text. The text included an apology. She asked me a question. I respond and say, well, I'm having a good time. Enjoy. Nice life. An hour goes by. I never expected. I'm getting
dismissal. It's very dismissive.
It is. I get a text message from her an hour later. This is the answer to your question. She says, how do you know that you're better or that you're ready? Something to that effect. I'm pretty sure if I look over there, she would mouth the exact text because she still got it. And my response to her was, I said, because I'm working on it. She said, how you know you're working on it? I said, because she's right in front of me. At that moment, I was taking my mother to dinner.
Shout out to Miss Pat.
Shout out to Miss Pat. I was taking my mother to dinner because I had been doing the work, reading the books, doing the therapy, and I realized there's a lot of unresolved issues and that I have with my mom that is causing me to not be able to be the man I need to be in a relationship. And so I was doing that work on my own, regardless of whether I ever met the person that I never ever thought existed. I just genuinely wanted to be a fucking better human. I just genuinely wanted to be a better man. Just in case all thickness was to walk through the door, I'd be ready for it.
Right.
And so I said that to her, and she said, oh. And so now let me go back. No. Mm-hmm. So we get to the restaurant, right? all this is in our text message conversation. So we texted kind of back and forth. We continued the conversation. Apparently she liked knowing that I was doing my own work. And so I sent her a picture of the menu. I said, what should I order? She starts naming all the things on the menu. And I'm like, okay, thank you for telling me so I know what to order when I bring you here. Hooked. Bang, bang. She said to me, oh, well, we can't go there because I don't eat none of that. And I laughed harder than I've ever laughed before. That feeling felt so good to have a conversation and to just genuinely laugh, and that she was honest. And we ended up talking for hours that night, texting, and I ended up asking her what she doing this weekend, and she said that she would be free for the whole weekend. I said, great, give me all those days. She said, you can have Thursday and see what happens.
Dollar. Throughout this entire conversation, you mentioned the word therapy 6 times.
Mm-hmm. You been counting? Flacco, you counting?
How important is therapy?
Therapy is of the utmost importance because when you want something done properly, you go to a professional. I go back to my aunt, my godmother, rest her soul. That's what she said to me. If you broke your arm, you can go talk to your homeboy? You can go talk to... No.
Hospital.
You're going to a hospital. What's inside hospitals?
Doctor.
Professionals. People who are what? Trained. Your friend may have some good words, but they're limited to their small experiences. A professional who is trained, who has their 10,000 hours, can evaluate you holistically amongst the hundreds of theories and research that has been done to help you hone in on what is actually wrong and what you need to deal with. The fact that some people see any aspect of therapy as a bad thing speaks to culture, speaks to society, but also speaks to lack of vision. If you want your carpet done, don't call this. He's a photographer and a social media.
Can't help you.
I can't help you. No, I can't. If your child is struggling in school, call me.
Right.
I can help you.
Yeah.
You need a party DJ? I can recommend you to somebody. I don't do that no more.
But you a retired DJ. I am a retired DJ. I know why I stopped DJing. Briefly, quickly, why did you stop DJing? Because you have so much love for music. You had a Subaru. Let's not go there.
I was doing well. Let's just leave it there.
Your very first car, let's not go there. But you have a love and passion for music, and you were DJing for a very long time.
Over 20 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2021.
I started in 2002.
And you just stopped DJing. Why is that? And does your current relationship your current marriage has something to do with that?
Okay. Does my current marriage have something to do with that?
Yes. Stop DJing.
Yes. I'm going to say yes. Is it because of her? No. 2 different answers. Why did I stop? Why did I want to stop? 1, the lifestyle was just unhealthy. 2, it wasn't fun anymore. Like, I got into DJing because I like music.
Right.
I want to play what I want to play. And I was no longer interested in the music of today. Like, it's not good. You say I'm a lover. Like, as I grew and I matured, I no longer wanted that in my spirit. I didn't want to hear about just all of the things that lack substance. I didn't want to hear about how many people you slept with. I didn't want to hear about how much money you got. I didn't want to hear about your cars because
cliche, irrelevant.
And you know what? You have 110, you had them all. Like I wrote in my book, The Sex Gap. And one of the things I talk about in my book is the difference between good vagina and bad vagina is like this. It ain't that big. It really ain't.
Small gap.
But the difference between good dick and bad dick?
Huge. We got all types of...
Huge. Huge. It is. Because, bruh, if all you bring into the party is 4 inches, bro, it's rooms you just can't reach. Like, there's no way around that.
Bars.
It's just spaces you can't touch, kid. Like, there's nothing. So once you get, as a man, and you mature and you realize that sex ain't that big of a deal, you begin to be like, I want more and I need more, and substance. And so that's where the transition happens. And so the DJing life was fun, but again, I wanted more substance. I didn't like the music. And then the pressure, because I had achieved a lot. I had done built up a sustaining business. I was a full-time DJ for 5 years.
I know.
Very few people can say that they was going 6 nights a week and could pay all their bills. I did that. So there's part of, I've done it, and I had a good time. And I'm just ready to move on to something else. You know, and I don't want to deal with, because the life is a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Like, the life was a lot. I didn't get into DJing to be permanently DJ Dollar. I got into DJing to segue me from teaching. DJing was supposed to bridge me to my full-time entrepreneurial career, which is when I started writing my books, which is when I did my poetry album, which is when I started my podcast a gazillion years ago.
13 years ago.
Before everybody else. But my first wife did not like my co-host to my podcast and did not believe that it was just business. So I had to quit my podcast because of that. So who you marry?
Choose your partner wisely.
Choose your partner wisely. They can bring you down, or they can help you.
Quick advice. Brief questions. What's the biggest financial mistake married couple makes?
Not taking advantage of the aspect of having 2 incomes. Like, what is the point of being with someone if you're not going to combine forces? What you're doing is you're going and buying a Ferrari and you're never driving over 60 miles an hour.
Makes no sense.
Just buy a Corolla and stay single.
Right.
Because if you're going to get with someone, right? Like, my wife always talks about, men always talking about what she bringing to the table. And she's like, what is this table? What do this table look like? Are you talking a TV table, a fold-up table that you just putting, or are you talking a full 10-foot, like, what is this?
But women tend to say they are the table. What's your take on that?
What's my take on women are the table? That's a good one. In my old age, especially knowing my wife is a lawyer, I choose my words very, very careful because, you're going to be held to them in the court of law. I think everybody is a prize within themselves.
Okay. I'm
not one who necessarily subscribes to, per se, gender roles and gender identity because times have changed. A woman, you said times have changed earlier, correct? Mm-hmm. Who is the most successful demographic in America? Black women. Who is the most educated demographic in America? Black women. So if, I posted this on Facebook, if all you bring to the table is dick and money, and she's already can get all the penis that she wants, and especially let her not have her own money, then truly what are you bringing to the table? And I will give my wife full credit for this. That is something she has taught me to pay attention to. I need you to bring the intangibles to the table nowadays. I need you to bring, so let's talk about this, right?
Wait, what are the intangibles?
That's what I was getting ready to say. When they say the man is the provider, right? Mm-hmm. The automatic assumption, or the provider and the protector, the automatic assumption is you can fight and you got money, which is stupid.
Stupid. 1,
I'm too pretty to fight. 3, money is relative.
Yeah.
Because to the man who's 100,000 there, to somebody who's got millions, protect my peace, protect my heart, protect my mind, protect my security. So that, perfect example, allow me to be able to go visit my mom in Barbados for the weekend and know that when I come back, my house won't be a mess. You won't be drunk as hell late to the airport, and I won't have to worry about some girl. Peace of mind
is very important.
Is priceless, bro. Everybody wants peace. No one gets in a relationship to get a headache. I have a theory, right? No one except a serial killer ever got up, got dressed, crunk up their car to go get in an accident.
No. That's why it's called an accident.
You purposely have a destination you want to get to. It's the same in a relationship. No one is consciously, unless you're a sociopath or a serial killer, getting into a relationship with the purpose of it failing. Now, you might not have prepared properly. You might have saw, ooh, here you go. You got in your car and the tire pressure thing came on and you drove by 10 gas stations and now you in an accident because you were irresponsible. That's on you.
Yeah.
That's not on the institution of relationships or the institution of marriage. So in trying to help myself and men of our age understand the transition of what provide and protect looks like, it's not the traditional be willing to fight and have money. It's not. It's protect her heart. It's protect her peace. It's protect her as a human. She makes $200,000 a year. She really don't need your money. She met you with a house and her own things. Your $500,000 is great. She don't need it.
You don't need it.
And the right woman really ain't interested in it.
Facts.
Can you protect the other things?
Do you know why I don't bring certain people to my house?
Flacco
Been to my house a couple of times.
I ain't been to the new house yet.
I invite you how many times? That means my door is open. That means my door is open for you.
Okay. All right.
No, reason why is because my house is peaceful, and I wouldn't want anybody to disturb that. Mm-hmm. The wrong energy might walk through the door and just cause chaos. I don't want that. That's one of the main reasons. I watch and observe people before I even let them come through my house. Anyways, I have 3 more questions before we get out of here.
That's it, 3?
Oh, yeah, we have to save more for part 2 and part 3.
Okay.
This is not the first episode. This is not the first interview because we have a lot more to talk about. Real quick, what are some? Name 3 red flags when you get into a relationship. Something that the moment that you notice those red flags, exit.
When I think about starting a relationship, and again, this is not a shameless plug, but I did write about this. The best thing you can do, like I said, lay it out on the table. Mm-hmm. I have a YouTube video, and it's in the book, about the 5 stages of a relationship. The first one being talking. Hey, we just talking. But in that stage of talking, tell the person what you here for. I'm not looking, hey, oh, you cute. Can we hang out? Oh, okay. All right, we can hang out. Okay, first date. Hey, so what's going on? All right, what are you looking for? Look, this is a job interview. Mm-hmm. Let's get on the same page right now. I'm looking to be hired as a CEO. You're looking to hire a janitor. We need to get on the same page.
Right.
We can still finish this night. Or if we just gonna play, let's establish what we're doing here. That is the immediate red flag.
Off bat.
If you ask someone, hey, so tell me, what are you looking for? Are you settling down? Are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking for marriage? Decide what we're doing here as fast as possible. If that person gets scared away, you just saved yourself a headache. Mm-hmm. If you say somebody, well, are you looking for marriage? And they say, well, if I meet the right one, then no, you're not looking for marriage.
No.
You're not. And you put that person in the box that they belong.
Exactly. There's always signs of destruction.
Yeah, so that is the first one. A liar. If you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill. But let me go back. A liar who doesn't provide the unsolicited, relevant information.
For you to disclose certain things.
For me to make an honest decision about you. People always say, I want someone to love me for me. Well, bitch, who the fuck are you? Have you shown anybody, all of you, so that they can even decide if they want to buy this painting?
Transparency.
You got the picture on the wall, and half of it's covered. How can I? But you want me to pay the whole $1 million for the Basquiat?
No, we're not doing that.
Not at Art Basel. No, I didn't travel down here to buy half a painting. Mm-mm. I need to see the whole thing.
Right.
You can't. A red flag is someone who's not willing to show you who they truly are. That is the ultimate red flag. We had a conversation with a couple, and she said they had been together for a long time, and they was getting ready to buy a house. And at the closing table, they found out that one of the people was down $9,000 in debt. We just gonna say in debt. That's something that should be known.
Yeah.
Before we even, why are we looking for a house? Mr. Credit Manager.
Right.
Why are we looking for a house? So someone who doesn't disclose. And my third thing would be lack of patience. A relationship is a learning curve. It's actually an eternal learning process. But there's a learning curve. So we were let me not say that. If you and your other half walk into a room and are asked to evaluate it for cleanliness and beauty, you're not gonna have the same thing at the same time when you just met, right? But after 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
synchronizing.
You should learning curve. Mm-hmm. If this person does not have the patience to allow you to learn allow you to learn them and learn how to love you properly. Like the whole 5 love languages thing, right? People only look at it one way. No, it's how I like to love and how I like to receive love. You need to learn. Mama D said that. Mama D said, you got to teach people how to love you, but you have to be willing to allow them to learn. Michelle Obama said, if they told me it's going to be 5 years of hell for 30 years of happiness,
what would you choose?
What would you choose? And that's the same. But also, there's that mirror. Because chances are, we evaluate ourselves probably higher than the other person does, right? And we like, I'm bringing all this to the table. Well, don't forget, you probably not that 6'6", you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Person that she wanted either, bro. So while she may be a 14 and not the 8 you wanted, what are those intangibles that you can't pay for?
Right.
And so that would be what I would say. Not putting your expectations up front in transparency. Lack of honesty, unsolicited honesty. Let me echo that. Unsolicited honesty. Well, let me let you know, I do have a job, but I just started working last week. Like, full disclosure, and the third one that I just said.
Real quick, just 2 more questions because,
Oh, let me add this too. Sex. Mm-hmm. Right? Don't play.
This this is a whole segment.
Sex is gonna be a whole nother. Okay.
Sex is part 2.
Sex is part 2. Okay.
Can you wait for that?
I can.
Okay.
Can you wait? Sex. See what you did there. You got that, Flacco? To make sure you got that one. That was good.
Dollar. If you have the power to change anything in this entire universe, what would it be and why?
It would be honesty. If the world was, and I'm not sugarcoating it. I've just learned to appreciate real honesty now that I actually have learned it and am learning, but I can see the benefit of it. It would be more honesty. Just be fucking honest. Stop always trying to get fucking over on people. Stop always trying to be manipulative, you lying piece of shit. Stop. Because ultimately, one, you're wasting time. Mm-hmm. And if you waste your time, you'll waste your money because time is money.
Time, air, and
2, you can't get time back. This time you wasting trying to smash me, there's probably some chick out there that's willing to do all the things.
Right.
But you want me, but it's not. No, just be on. And chances are, if you might be, well, you know what? I'm just looking to smash. I'm just looking to date, nothing serious.
Get this
but
away.
if sex is on the table, she might be like,
what we doing?
Great, because I've been ready to leave a long time ago. You don't know.
Right.
Stop making decisions for people.
Right.
Be honest. Allow people to make their own decisions. And you can't get mad if someone else is not honest. All you can do is be honest. But once you find out that they're a piece of shit, then make a decision. It's not complicated.
Right.
That don't mean it's not difficult, but it definitely ain't complicated.
Right. Last and final question. I would like to have just one word answer. A successful marriage is
honest.
Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. This is the Social Link Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. SQ Dollar, my brother. This was a very good conversation.
Thank you.
They got to tune in for part 2. Part 2 is going to be based on sex, social media,
Okay.
modern day dating.
Okay.
A whole lot of education. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.